But we're going to get back to that day one as well when I'm elected speaker.
Well, I understand, but the truth is with all due respect, Congressman, you're not answering any questions. Do you endorse sending money to Israel in an emergency package? Do you endorse sending the $24 billion that President Biden is asking to Ukraine? Are you going to manage these bills in a lower number?
That's Fox News' Maria Bartiromo grilling Steve Scalise, who wants to be the new Speaker of the House now that Kevin McCarthy is gone. She's saying, you're not giving me any specific answers. Do you support aid, emergency aid going to Israel? Do you support aid going to Ukraine? Where do you stand? Let's see if he has an answer.
As you asked me, I just told you, I spoke with Ambassador Dermer yesterday about very specific things that Israel needs. Some, by the way, are in the what's called the SFOPS bill, State Foreign Ops bill, that we just passed out of the House, the Defense Appropriations bill that we just passed out of the House. That's real money in pieces of legislation we passed out of the House, ready to go. Iron Dome funding, munitions, real things that we've been talking about. And obviously, we need to talk about even more specific things. You want to get into details, I'll get into details with you. But Congress can't do any of that while we're not functioning without a speaker. We need to get a speaker. I've been having those conversations in detail.
Well, he gave some specifics, but he still did not answer her question. Do you want to send aid to Israel? Do you want to send aid to Ukraine? A lot of Republicans no longer want to send any more aid to Ukraine. They want to let Russia just win that war and move on. So she wants an answer. He's not giving her an answer. Where do Republicans stand when it comes to the military? Let's watch this guy.
They've made everything else woke, from their education to the FBI to the CIA. Now they're trying to get the military. And we're going to fight back against this. We've got to hold on for another year. I don't know whether we can do it or not, but in terms of wokeness in the military. But I single-handedly am going to fight this by not letting admirals and generals be able to be promoted. They can stay in the same position they got, but it seems like they don't want to do that.
That's Tommy Tuberville of Alabama, who's been holding up nominations in the military because he feels that the military is too woke because they were reciting poetry in the military. He's really upset about that because he's a real Alabaman right there. But what do you expect? This is the kind of stuff people in the right wing want these days. Watch this guy.
Now, listen. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think Putin would ever let his country indict him? Absolutely not. Do you ever think Kim Jong-un would let his country indict him? Absolutely not. These guys, their power is absolute. To be honest, I think we need someone tougher than Trump. But right now, Trump is the toughest one I see. So,
in a democracy, no one is above the law. But this guy doesn't want a democracy. He wants a dictatorship. He asked if Putin would let this happen. Would Kim Jong-un let this happen? And he says he wants someone even stronger than Trump. So that's the kind of people that are supporting Donald Trump and the right wing these days. They don't want democracy. They want a dictatorship. Let me be the first one to tell you, I come from Iran. I was born in Iran. You don't want a dictatorship. It is a religious dictatorship. They will take away your rights. They will take away women's rights. They will take away LGBTQ rights. They will take away religious minority rights, and on and on and on. And you will live in a miserable place. So my message to Lex Luthor right there is, you really don't want a country where someone is above the law. Donald Trump is now indicted 4 times because of crimes that we think happened. Let's go to court. Let's see what happens. Let's let the democratic system work. But going back to the beginning, doesn't seem like the Republicans really know what they want. You got Steve Scalise going up against Jim Jordan.
I just shared with my colleagues that I'm withdrawing my name as a candidate for the Speaker designee.
They booted their Speaker of the House. Nobody's getting along. The right wing is holding the rest of the party hostage. They're trying to do culture wars. It's all about woke, woke, woke. You got Tommy Tuberville that's endangering our allies around the world and endangering our safety because of his beliefs, which I believe are his religious beliefs. But you know what? You can have those beliefs. But when it comes time to the safety of the rest of the country, 350 million people, you should be able to put aside your own self-interest and realize that you got to vote in the interest of the people. That's what you need to do. The reason Tommy Tuberville is able to basically hijack this promotion of military personnel is because there's a system in the Senate where when a unanimous decision needs to be made, they all just make it fast. They move it along. They go ahead and they move ahead with these promotions for the military folks. But Tuberville has held it up, and there's a way around it, but it would make it so slow, it would take forever to give these promotions. And so they are now stuck and hijacked by one guy with cuckoo ideas because he doesn't want people doing poetry in the military. He also is upset that the military is willing to let service members travel to other states if they want to get an abortion. He doesn't like that. He's anti-abortion, which I don't care if you're pro or anti-abortion, but we all know, at least I believe, a woman should have the right to choose. But Tommy Tuberville does not believe that, and Tommy Tuberville is holding up the whole system because of that. So the Republicans are in a mess, and the world is in a mess. We've seen what happened just this past weekend in Israel with the Israelis and the Palestinians, and a war is now breaking out and getting worse and worse. We've got the war in Ukraine, and we've got over here the circus of Republicans pretending to know. They complain, but they don't have any answers. They just complain, and they have no answers. That's the problem. Donald Trump says, I alone can fix it. He ain't fixed nothing. All he fixed was a bunch of conspiracies to overthrow the government. That's what he fixed. What he fixed was a system. He messed up the system worse than it was, and he's got these Lex Luthor types who think that he's the guy who's going to fix something. What's he going to fix? What's he going to fix? By the way, Biden overall has done some good things. How about the infrastructure bill? How about bringing inflation down? How about being able to finally negotiate with the drug companies to bring the cost of drugs down? How about all those things? How about some of the stuff he's done? How about standing with our NATO allies and strengthening us, trying to strengthen us in the world as opposed to poo-pooing on all the NATO allies and having meetings with Kim Jong-un? How about that? Listen, folks, what I'm trying to say is the Republican Party is a mess. Please vote. Vote blue. If you want to vote red, vote for someone who's not a criminal. And if you're Lex Luthor and you think that we need a dictatorship, then please go live in a dictatorship. That's good for you. I'm Maz Jobrani. I'm on tour. I'm a stand-up comedian. Go to mazjobrani.com. Come see me live. And let's have a few laughs. I think the world needs it.